Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene. I am here with the ultimate Scrappy Quilt. And yes, my mother's TV is on. It is loud. It's on the Catholic channel, so you might hear some Catholic kind of stuff. I'm going to be recording on and off all day today, so I just can't wait for times where she might have it turned off. So we're going to just deal with the loud TV. I want to explain a couple things, but first I want to tell you, if you don't know what I'm talking about here, go check out the first video, which is just showing you the pattern. As for the pattern, I don't want you to think that you can't do this unless you get the pattern. I am actually going to show you how to create one of the blocks, and I think I have 3 here. I thought maybe 4, but I think there's 3, and then I just, turned them in different ways. But all you need is 1, and I think I'll show you this one, and then you can just make that block as many times as you need to make the size quilt you want. If you want to make exactly what I'm making, obviously with different fabrics, then you can go and get the pattern. The details are down below on how to do that. Another thing I want to mention before I forget, when you have a block like this, like 4 A's equal a B. So you could, let me see, where's 4 A's? Like right here, 4 A's. So you could do 4 of the A's instead of a B if you want, just to switch things up a little bit. I'm going to be giving you the sizes of all these A, B, C, D, E blocks, and then you can arrange them the way you want as long as they fit. So don't think that you can't make this quilt. You still can. I want to talk a little bit about my scraps that I'm cutting. I'm having so much fun. I only did a few last night, and then I got really tired, and I didn't trust myself. I didn't sew. I certainly didn't trust myself. But I did some fussy cutting. Like, look at these little guys. I put the flowers right in the center. Now, for the tiny squares, the 2-inch, we need 80. So I have no problem in repeating some of those. I think the most I've repeated was 4. Those happen to be batik. I don't have a lot of batik scraps right here. I have plenty of other scraps, but those are for sale things. So I'm just using like the bits and pieces that are left over that aren't enough to go into like one of the things that I sell, the lots that I sell. And I think another print I have 3. I have some other little stacks here. Ooh, I have some other fussy cutting to show you too. Now this one I cut with the flower in the center. Let's see what else I fussy cut. I know there's a couple. I'm trying to get like all different prints, stripes and zigzag and florals. Okay, I have 2 like this. These came from a border strip. Where's the other one? Right here. And it happened that they were exactly 2 inches. The black and white on the sides will get caught in the seam allowance. But see how pretty? This one is an apple and, it's just fruits. Some cherries there. So you can look at your fabric and fussy cut like that. And then, so I'm working on these. I need 80 of these. And these are the E blocks, and they are 6.5 by 2. And I only need 18 of these. Let me look. 16. So I'm pretty sure I can do a different print for each one. But the little squares I'm going to be repeating. Now these are the B squares. I need 36 of these, so I might repeat some of those too. And I'm just cutting. I'm going to cut a bunch and then get started. And if I end up, with a block that doesn't work, with a square that doesn't work in the block, I should say, hey, I just cut another one. And do I have any fussy cutting in this? No. Oh, remember this fabric that I had showed you once upon a time for when I was making my sampler quilt, and I used these funky things as the leaves of my flower? Well, I cut, where are those? Those are here somewhere. Hang on. I wanted to pull them out first so I could show you. See how they have different patterns? TV is off. Ooh. Like this and this and this. So I cut 2-inch squares out of some of those, and it made 3 totally different squares. Look at how cute that is. like that. So, you know, you really look at your fabric. And if there's something that shows that you don't want, you know, at the edge, that's okay. That will get caught in the seam allowance. And then I had these all stacked, and no, I don't. And then look at this one, how cool that is. So I'm really having a good time doing this. I really am. I also have a 3.5 inch square with this funky fabric. And what I like about things like this is I could cut a few more like that and they would look really different depending on where I cut. And then for my C squares, I only need 12C and 12D, so I'm pretty sure I'm not going to repeat any. But I do repeat some of the prints like this in the tiny squares. Like here, the ones that I showed you with the flowers. Where the heck are they now? See, that came from this kind of fabric right here. And I have some batiks that I'm mixing in. And oh, and I have another one like this. The block that I had made to show had this fish print that I've had for quite a long time. And I cut a block like that. So that's pretty fun. And I'm just going to keep cutting. Now when you cut, you can stack. Oh, I don't have any D cut other than the one that I used, because the scraps that I'm going through right now are not big enough to allow me to get 6.5 inch squares. But I certainly have fabric that will allow me to do that, and I'll get to that later. So what else did I want to tell you? Oh yes, so you can stack. So let's say you want to cut some 2-inch squares, but you don't want them all this print. And you can repeat as much as you want. Well, say you want just one of these. You know, you can open your fabric and then say you want one of these. And you can open that. And you just match up one edge like that. And you can stack as many as you're comfortable cutting. And then you just, you know, cut and then cut 2 inches. And then you cut 2 inches in this way. And, you know, you'll have the scrap, but it will cut a bunch for you. I already did those two, so I'm not going to do them again to show you, but I think you know what I mean, jelly bean. So I'm just going to keep cutting, and then I will show you how to put together one of the blocks. For those of you who don't want to get the pattern, get a piece of paper and pencil and jot this down. The A blocks are 2 by 2. That's what you're cutting them as, 2 inches by 2 inches square. B blocks are 3.5 inches square. C blocks 5 inches square. D block 6.5 inches square. E block is 2 inches by 6.5 inches. For the block you're about to make, you are going to need 8 A's, 3 B's, 1 C, 1 D, 1 E. And let's build it. I cut this, it's white with some little stripes. I really like it. And there's my D. And then I need a B and 2 A's. Okay, let me figure this out off camera. All right, we're doing this block right here. I took my mat off so you can see the pieces better. And I'm showing it to you this way as you're looking at it, like this. So see, here's my big D block. Then I have 2 A's and a B. And then I have a C here, just like that. 2 A's and a B, 4 A's and a B, and my E. Now, if you're doing this on your own, you can cut just these for every single block, and you can sew them all together like this, and then turn the block, or you can swap things out. Like you could move these 4 down and put this here. You could move these 2 down and put this here. You know, so you can make changes on your own. Or like I said, you can get the pattern and follow along. You know, you could move this bar, you know, slide this over, move the bar. So there's a lot of options of how you can change things. But no matter what you do, here's how you start. we sew our little pieces together. Think of it as all individual little blocks. Okay, this block is done, this block is done. But here is a block all in itself. So we want to connect these to this. First we have to connect those two. Let me do that. And I have that done. And again, don't be fooled by how it doesn't look like it matches up. It will once everything is put together. So now I'm going to put this piece on here, like that, right there. And there we go. And you can finger press at this point, and you can put the seams whatever way works best. You know, when there's another seam in this direction, then it's, you know, easier to just flip that up onto this one. Do whatever you want. Now let's build this little 4-patch. So I have my little 4-patch, and I switched these two. I kind of liked, you know, there was a lot of like pink there, and I wanted the red there. And then I still have these two I have to put together, and then I will add them to this one. I'm done that one. And I'm going to just continue to put these things together. Like connect those and sew it to that. Then sew this to this. Connect these 3 and then put it all together. And I'm done. And I love it so much. Now here's where I said that you could turn it, like you could put it in the quilt this way, or this way, or this way, or like I said, you can rearrange the pieces. You know, and instead of making a 4-patch here, you could have put this piece between 2 patches. You know, just move one of those down. So there are plenty of options for you to do. I hope this is showing you a way to use all different size pieces and in one quilt. I just love it. I really do. I don't know why. I don't know why I love it so much. It's just right up my alley. I love to do things with scraps. I love little pieces. And I like that the biggest piece is only a 6.5-inch square. So I'm going to stop now. I'm going to work on some more blocks. Oh, let's just see, for the hell of it, even though these two don't actually go next to each other. Now see, right away I wouldn't want that. These two things match. This is going to go at the bottom of the quilt. But see what I'm saying? It's like there's so much going on that it's going to be so beautifully scrappy. I can't wait. See, like, I wouldn't want that either. I mean, if you accidentally put something together, that is not the end of the world. It's a scrap quilt, so it can be any old way you want it. But I'm going to stop now and continue making my blocks. I'm going to have another episode. I'd rather have some short episodes, but not a whole week apart. I want to get this wrapped up, and I'm going to do a lot of cutting and sewing. And then I'll be back and show you where I am. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!